So right now I wanted to go ahead and talk about there's a lot of disinformation and correct information with Linux and how to do guides and stuff like that, and some of it's tossed around and everyone's kind of got their own opinions on stuff. But what I want to talk about today is a professional news site. A professional, I should say, more of a benchmarking statistics and highly technical site for Linux where you can get like all the latest information on the latest packages really being released and some of the newer technologies that are coming out. And that would be Phoronix. So if you go ahead and type in Phoronix, this is one of the best places you can go if you're interested in looking up information about what's going on with Linux and stuff like that, and the hardware, like the latest and greatest technology. Like they get really good at this stuff, and they do a lot of benchmarking, a lot of unique benchmarking. So they benchmark a lot of different things. They benchmark kernels, distributions, different packages. They explain what updates have been in what packages, and what they benefit and how they benefit, the industry. So it's really interesting. This is where I go a lot of time for my news. So like if I click on News Archive right here, and you can see right here, they update frequently. It's not like this is like in my opinion probably the most professional site you can go when you want to know about the latest and greatest tech news about like on the detailed end of things. So, for instance, like here, XDMA driver being merged for kernel 6.3, the newer Rust kernels, and then like AMD slow memory bandwidth allocation enforcement ready for Linux 6.3, AMD 4th Gen Epic, blah, 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 blah. And they have a lot of stuff with benchmarks and stuff too. So let's say news archives, articles and reviews. If you go to articles and reviews, they got some good stuff here too. And you can like do a control F for benchmarks right here. Python 3.11 performance shows huge improvement. So like when you go down here and you click right here, they have a Phoronix test suite. They even have their own test suite software you can download and install on Linux and use to benchmark different applications and your IOPS and a whole bunch of other things. So like if you look right here where it says Python performance, you'll see that fewer is better right here, and they're showing how much better Python 3, and they're using the benchmark Go suite. So if you look right here, huge difference, huge difference, huge difference, huge difference, and they're showing the differences, and which is actually pretty massive. Usually, whenever they add a whole bunch of features, it takes more power, and then we tend to forget like as the years go on, and they kind of like get us to buy into all these new features, and then like we're kind of getting screwed on the performance end. But I guess hardware is so much ahead. Anyway, that's besides the point. What I was just the point I'm making here is if y'all want to go find like really good technical information that you can trust and it's close to source base, this is a good site right here, and it's it's just really good. So like you can see like you know all the data they do is really professional, and the benchmarks they do is really professional. So this is where I go whenever I'm interested in looking up like certain benchmarks and stuff. Um, Especially in the like graphics department and stuff like Radeon gaming graphics performance Windows 11 versus Linux GPUs. So Linux has been behind for a while on the Windows versus Linux gaming department, but things are taking a heavy turn right now. As you can see right here, it's catching up, and it probably won't be too long before Linux passes Windows. Honestly, because the operating system, once you get into the core of it, you'll know why. Uh, in fact, look right here. They were already getting some better OpenGL performance on Linux. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been looking at the gaming, but before it was like, you know, Linux was crushed in the gaming world. But now, since so many people are getting interested in Linux, it's completely taking a turn, and they are totally catching up to Windows, and in some benchmarks even beating them. So this is what I'm saying right here. This place is awesome when it comes to looking up benchmarks and stuff. Um, it's really good. The I'd say the main thing is their technical benchmarks for software, and just the information about the latest packages and stuff being released. So this is definitely a site you'd want to be keeping an eye on if you're interested in technical stuff, or if you're in the industry for doing this type of stuff for your work and your daily labor. So anyway, if you think this information is helpful, and like and subscribe. But this is the site I go to for a lot of Linux stuff. Um, it's really good, and I recommend going here. Anyway, like and subscribe.